what's up, what's up? It's your blues dad. Wanted to talk to y'all today about this guitar here. This is a Squire 40th anniversary edition, 2022, I believe. Yeah, 2022 anniversary. And picked this thing up because I've never really owned a Jazzmaster and I always really kind of wanted to have one. But I know that they're relatively very expensive, and I've got a ton of guitars, but really wanted to try one out, and this one kind of caught my eye. The reason I really kind of started looking at this was because of Chris Buck and his band Cardinal Black, and man, that guy jams on this thing, so I figured if it's good enough for him, and I think he said his was stock, I'm not exactly sure, but if it's good enough for him, man, I'd love to try one of these things. So I was perusing through the local guitar store and happened to see this one. I think it was, I want to say $3.99 used. And when I say used, it was pretty well beat up. Definitely had some issues, some nicks in the body, things like that. And I don't mind that at all. I think that's cool. I love it. I love a little bit of relic. Natural relic is cool. Don't like overly done stuff, to be honest. But anyway, so went ahead and picked it up for, I think it was $3.99. I want to talk a little bit about the things that I did to change it. So one of those is, I believe this is I think this is one of my Mustang bridges that I had left over that I just went ahead and popped on there. It's a little bit higher quality. As you know, I've got a couple Mustangs in the stable and really love those guitars. But anyway, just happened to have that available, and I think it was better than the stock one. Doesn't exactly match because you've got this kind of matte finish, relict, older looking finish on the bridge here. But anyway, so went ahead. I don't think there was a tremolo bar arm with it when I bought it, but I went ahead and picked one up on Amazon or something, I forget. So the things that I did was, again, the bridge, the Mustang bridge, I went ahead and fixed kind of the clunkiness that you hear when you're pressing down on some of these things. The tremolo arm on the Squiers is, I think, notorious for that big clunking noise, and I was able to forget all the things I did. I kind of oiled it and sanded down there or something, if I recall, and I've got it just totally nice and floaty and really no noise at all. It's really, really quiet, especially for a Squier, so super happy about that. Didn't change anything else. I didn't change the pickups or anything, although kind of looking into that. I'm not sure that it's going to be worth it, but I thought about it. I absolutely love this guitar. It's just so cool, man. And I wasn't sure when I first got it. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it or not, but I decided I was definitely going to. Love the matte finish. It reminds me of a Highway 1 Strat that I have. It's very similar. But yeah, it was pretty beat up. Now, here's the big thing, right? So you look at this, and it's a Squier 40th, right? But is it really? Because if you might have seen during the video, or maybe in the thumbnail here, would you look at that? That does not say Squier, does it? Uh-oh, Blues Dad is in trouble. But you know what? This is my guitar. I'm not thinking about selling it anytime soon. I don't think, hopefully, ever. I love this guitar. I love playing like surf tunes on it. Not a surf player at all, but I just think it's really fun to try and to do things a little bit different. But I'm going to tell you a little story. Would you look at that? Tell you a story about this. I picked up this guitar and it had a finish. You know what I'll do is I'll put another little video clip here of what it kind of looked like before that. I've got a Jazzmaster neck that I bought to actually replace this thing. Here's the deal. I have no problems with this being a Squier whatsoever. Absolutely love it. Love the guitar. Love Squier. But the thing is, actually that's kind of why I bought it. I wanted a kind of a cheaper guitar. Hey, I'm just like Chris Buck. No, just kidding. Totally not that good. Point is, I had this guitar, and when I brought it home, it had a major kind of nick in one of the frets here, okay? And I thought, no big deal. I'm basically a luthier. I'll go ahead and just fix it. Not a problem. So I went ahead and sanded that fret to get rid of the nick. It was a pretty nasty one, to be honest, and I was able to get it out. But in the process, what happened is it has a stain on the neck that gives it that kind of amber vintage look that kind of matches the guitar. And when I did that, I was very lazy and I didn't tape off the frets, which is a total no-no. I know better than that, but I was lazy. And went ahead and nicked the fretboard really bad to the point where it just looked super goofy. It had like a bald spot on it on here. So I kept playing it and thinking, oh, it's not that big of a deal. But every single time it would just catch my eye, I'd be like, oh, I can't stand looking at that thing. So what I did is I bought some amber tint and went in there and tried to fix the, kind of like the discoloration, and I swear it only made it worse. It made it look like it was a highlight marker on top of the actual damage. So I couldn't stand looking at it. Every time I would be like, oh my gosh, this is such a disaster. So what I did believe it or not, is I took off the entire neck and went fret by fret by fret by fret by fret and basically redid the entire neck, if you're looking at it. So it actually, I think, came out really, really awesome. I used some tongue oil on it. I think it came out perfectly. It's slightly lighter than the original neck, but I honestly think it gives it kind of a unique look and finish that you wouldn't normally get with the Squier. You know, and I was fine with the amber. I was totally cool with that, but I had a damaged guitar and I was like, oh my gosh. So in the process of doing that, I swear I didn't do this on purpose, but I had to resand the entire neck, including the headstock, okay? So when I got done with that, I just figured, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and strip it. And it's had a hard time getting the Squire logo off, believe it or not. It has like kind of a bleach look, and ended up putting this on it, which is just a Fender Jazzmaster logo. Again, I'm not trying to confuse anybody. I'm not trying to sell this thing. I love it. Probably gonna keep it forever. Not worried about it. It's my guitar, okay? I'm not selling it. It's not a Chender, okay? It is a real Fender, but it has a Fender logo on it now. So if you look at it, I don't know. I think it came out pretty dang awesome, to be honest. I did this with an inkjet printer at home. You have no idea the sweat equity that went into refinishing this neck. Hours and hours of putting another layer of tongue oil on, sanding, and I've got it to a really nice matte finished. I used steel wool 000 on the back of it. I've got it nice and kind of satiny, real smooth. And you know, overall, I really, really love this guitar, and I would highly recommend anybody pick one up, especially if you're into jazz, like you like Jazzmasters, but it's not really your thing, and you just want to have something else to play that has that great Jazzmaster sound. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. Oh, and I'll add a little bit to the video that what the Jazzmaster neck looks like as well. So, okay, so this is the other neck that I was talking about. This is the Jazzmaster neck that I bought as a replacement for it after I screwed it up. And I thought, you know what, I'll just go ahead and swap the Jazzmaster neck for the original neck on the Squire 40th anniversary. But honestly, it just, something about it didn't seem right. And after all the work that I did refurbishing that neck, I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and put the original back on. But this is kind of what it looks like. It's got that amber finish, and that's what I was talking about, that just rosewood fretboard, so you wouldn't have that issue. But on the maple, it had the same kind of stain, and I really screwed it up, and I thought, man, I just can't look at that. So yeah, so I went ahead and bought this, not currently using it, just sitting in the closet now. Also, when I got these locking tuners for this particular neck, the holes were too small, and I actually had to drill those out. Kind of made a mess of things, honestly, but I think they're totally functional. They totally work good. They're straight. Everything's fine, but just know that there's some serious big holes underneath there that were not their original. So kind of love this neck too. I think it's very similar. It's almost identical. This is October 19th Jazzmaster, it looks like. But it just didn't fit on the body, so I just didn't do it. And I went back to the original, and I'm really happy about it. So yeah, so I think that was about it. Yeah, highly recommend the Squier 40th Jazzmaster. Peace. tell me what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all the things, and hope you enjoy your guitar journey. And I'm the Blues Dad. Till later, peace out.